Have you ever wondered how nature builds something perfect? I mean, truly perfect. We're talking about one of nature's most beautiful and fundamental processes, crystallization. It's the incredible story of how intricate, flawless architecture gets built from what looks like, well, absolute chaos. So how on earth does it happen? It's a question you've probably asked without even realizing it. You know when you see a perfect little cube of salt or a sugar crystal that catches the light just right, where did that beautiful, ordered shape come from? How does that kind of perfection just emerge from a simple glass of salt water? Well, that's the exact mystery we're going to unpack right now. All right, so to really get how a crystal is built, we have to start where it starts, and its world begins with complete and utter disorder. You got to understand the chaos before you can appreciate the order. I want you to picture a really, really crowded room. Everyone's just bumping into each other, moving in totally random directions. There's no coordination, no plan. That's our solution. It's just a jumble of molecules, bouncing around, full of energy, but with absolutely no structure. So the transformation we're about to see is, well, it's staggering. We're going from the total freedom and randomness of that chaotic solution on the left to the rigid, perfectly repeating, locked-in-place pattern of a crystal on the right. This is not a small adjustment. It's a fundamental shift from pure chaos to absolute order. The big question is, what flips that switch? For that massive transformation to even begin, for just the first hint of order to show up, one single crucial event has to happen. You can think of it as the spark that lights the whole fire. But before you can even get a spark, the conditions have to be perfect. And that's where something called supersaturation comes in. Think about it like this. You can dissolve way more sugar in hot tea than you can in iced tea, right? So what if you dissolve a ton of sugar in hot tea and then let it cool down? All of a sudden, that tea is holding way more sugar than it should be able to at that cooler temperature. It's unstable, it's primed, just waiting for something to happen. That crowded room we talked about, it's now impossibly crowded. There's just no more space. And this is that something that happens. It's called nucleation. In our super crowded, unstable solution, a few molecules, just by pure chance, bump into each other in exactly the right way. And they stick. They form this tiny, stable little island of order. It's kind of like the first two people who decide to start dancing on an empty dance floor. Suddenly they've created a focal point, a seed that makes it so much easier for everyone else to join in. This is it. This is the critical first step. So once that seed is planted, the crystal starts to grow. But here's the thing. This growth isn't a random free-for-all. Oh no. It follows a precise, unchangeable set of rules. You can think of it as a microscopic architectural blueprint. And that blueprint is called the crystal lattice. This is the invisible set of rules. And it is everything. I mean, check this out. Take carbon atoms. If you arrange them in one kind of lattice structure, you get soft gray graphite, the stuff in your pencil. Now take those exact same carbon atoms, but arrange them in a different lattice, and you get a diamond, one of the hardest things in the world. Same ingredient, different blueprint. That's how powerful the lattice is. Every single molecule that joins the growing crystal has to snap into one specific place, dictated by this pattern. It's like atomic-level Lego instructions. And this is what's so cool. This is where the microscopic connects to the macroscopic. That invisible atomic-level blueprint is what determines the final, beautiful shape that we can actually see and hold in our hands. The cubic lattice of sodium chloride, that's exactly why a grain of salt is a perfect little cube. The hexagonal lattice of silicon dioxide is why quartz crystals have those stunning six-sided points. The internal rules literally create the external beauty. So let's just recap this amazing process, because it really boils down to 3 core steps. First, you create the crowd, make that solution supersaturated. Second, you plant the seed through nucleation, creating that first stable little island of order. And third, you follow the blueprint, as the crystal lattice guides all the new molecules into a perfect structure. Simple, elegant, and unbelievably powerful. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's fascinating, but it's a bit niche, right? The truth is, this process isn't just all around us, it is absolutely fundamental to our entire modern world. Just think about it for a second. This silicon chip in the device you're using to watch this right now. It's basically a giant, perfectly grown crystal. The medicine you take, its effectiveness can literally depend on which crystalline form the drug takes. Even the creamy, smooth texture of ice cream or the satisfying snap of a good chocolate bar, that's all controlled by crystallization. From the strongest metals to the most beautiful gemstones, this process is everywhere. And that really gets to the heart of it all, this incredible emergence of these complex, beautiful, perfect structures. It's not magic. It's just the result of simple, understandable physical laws. From a messy, disordered, chaotic liquid, a universe of perfect order is born. So I'll just leave you with this thought. We just saw how a simple, repeating rule, the crystal lattice, can build something as perfect as a diamond. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other simple, repeating rules might be hiding in plain sight, quietly building all of the complex and stunning beauty we see everywhere in our world?